What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Ricky Bobby Show. I wanted to bring a couple things to your attention today because, out here on this road, before I came out here on this road, I was going through it, you guys. I'm going to be real with you. I mean, I was down on my ass, okay? Excuse my language, but that is the truth. I mean, I couldn't get anything to go right for me. I was making money, I wasn't making money, I was just down and out. I mean, I found myself, I couldn't, I stepped away from a truck for about a year and a half. I got tired of it. I couldn't handle it no more. Life was starting to cave in on me. A little bit about my background. I mean, my wife at the time ran off on me. I was having issues, hadn't seen my kid in a long time. My van got repoed. Not repoed, but the record company got it, picked it up. I was parked somewhere I shouldn't have been. Didn't have the money to get it out. My health wasn't doing too good. I was just down and out, And you may say, Rick, what is all this coming from? Well, I just got through watching 8 Mile. I was watching 8 Mile on Netflix. I got plenty of time. I've been stuck up here for 3 days. Hopefully I get unloaded tomorrow. But bottom line is, I've been killing time. Well, I watched that movie and I actually focused on what was going on in the movie and paid attention and just zoned out in the movie. And the whole time, every incident of everything that was going on in there, I could fully relate to what Eminem was going through at that time. I mean, the man, he was down and out. I'm talking about, nothing could go right for him. He couldn't he was working his ass off. He was trying to do this, trying to do that. He had a baby on the way. His mom's banging out, his classmate, his girlfriend in there. She messed up on him, had sex with her buddy, or with his buddy, all of those things I could fully relate to. It touched my soul because I've been there, and so I said all that to say this: if you've been in that situation where you've been down and out and it just seems like nothing can get right, it's always darkest before the dawn, okay? When you're pushing through and you're trying to fight and you can't get it, nothing, whatever you do, you can't just catch a break to save your life. I'm here to tell you, like look at Eminem, for instance, all that he came from and where he came from, and then what happened. Look at him, he's one of the biggest icons there is right now. I got a whole nother story about, Eminem's gone, but whatever, but what I'm saying is, if you've been in that situation, and especially a trucker, if you're relating to this, or just you don't even have to be a trucker. It could be anybody, whatever you're dealing with in life. Sometimes it just seems like nothing's going right, and when all that's going on in your life, it's just setting you up to get you where you need to be in your next step, and your next phase, and your next chapter of your life. Okay. That really sparked something in me because I was there, man. I was looking at myself. You could see it in his eyes. I had it in my eyes, It was to the point where I was so beat down. I couldn't, it just eats you up inside there because when you can't do anything about it. When you get in those situations and you fight and you fight and you fight, and you have to come to the point where you just say, you know what, the hell with it. He battled up against those guys. He got up on there on that stage after they jumped him. It was like 5-on-1. Beat him up, all because his buddy had sex with his friend and he smashed him. I would have done the same. But he still held his own and took that ass whooping like a champ. And then when I seen that, I realized something. And that's what it was. He got to the point where he wasn't afraid. He was not afraid to stand up. That was the worst. That's the worst. That's it. That's it. Y'all gonna stomp me out? I get a black eye. You know what I mean? I got a couple bruises. That's how it is with life. When we go through situations, That's why the greatest success is on the other side of fear. You know what I mean? When you get past the fear of what are these guys going to do to me, you know? I mean, the only thing they had left to do was kill him. That was it. And that's the same thing that happened in my life. I mean, there was only one thing in life that I was facing, and I've already faced death. I was in a coma on my deathbed, okay? I mean, when I say I've lost just about everything there is to lose in my life, I mean that. And I mean that, okay? Being down where I have nothing else to lose. That's why I finally got to the position where I said, you know what? The hell with it. I have absolutely nothing else to lose in life but to gain everything. Gain every single thing that I possibly can gain because I've lost all the fear that I had within inside of me. So, I watched that movie. It got me fired up, you guys, because, man, it really turned emotions inside of me that I've kind of buried down and just pushed back because, you know, I was tunnel vision and I was focused on getting out of the situations that I was in, getting away from the people that I was surrounding myself with. You know, you have to come to a point in your lifetime where you just have to open up and never be afraid of failure, period. You can't be afraid of failure because what's the worst that can happen? You can die, you know. And next. I mean, really. I mean, because when you're at that point in your life, when you actually say, you look fear right in its face and you say, you know what, I'm not afraid of you. I'm ready to die. I don't care. You know, you have nothing else. There's nothing else left but to go up. That's it. Just go up. So I'm saying all this to say this. If you're in that spot and you feel like the world's closing in on you, you can't come up for air. No matter which way you go, you turn right, you turn left, you look frontwards, you look backwards, and it's just, the walls are just closing in on you. And you know, you can't take one more thing. And then that one more thing comes. And then it's just like, you know, then you're ready to flip shit, you know. I've been there, okay? And I'm telling you right now, today, that hang in there. You know, it does get better. It can't rain forever. Life does get better. Never be afraid to be your greatest version. You know, and I'm not sitting here saying that it's easy, because in those situations, in some of my situations, I never thought I was going to get out of. I mean, really, I didn't think I was going to get out of. I mean, you know. And then that negative energy gets on you, and then it follows you around, and then it carries you around, and then nobody wants to be around you because you're involved. You know, you got all this going on. Everybody's got their lives are going great, and you're sitting here pissed off at the world because your life is falling apart every single second of every minute. You know, I've been that guy. I've been that guy, you guys, and I'm telling you right now, like. When life gets down on you like that, just know Ricky Bobby has got your back. You know, just know that somebody's out there praying for you. You know, it's not gonna last forever, you guys. It's not. I mean, that just means when you're going through those things in your lifetime, that just means you're setting yourself up, or the universe or God, whatever you believe in, is bringing you to your next step. There's things you have to learn and deal with inside of yourself. That's why you're going through those situations in your life. Okay? I mean, every truck driver's got a story. Just like every one of you got a story. So, I just wanted to share that with you because it really, man, I was sitting there watching that, man, and I could look in his eyes and I could see everything that he was feeling. Because if you notice, Eminem didn't really say much in that movie. But his eyes, his facial expressions, everything about him spoke volumes to me. Because I was there, man. Oh, I was so there. I mean, oh God, I can't even express to you how much that affected me. And I've seen this movie 1,000,000 times. But this is the first time that it's ever really spoke volumes to me on this kind of level, where where I've seen it. Like I've seen the pain, I've seen the struggle, I've seen the hurt. You know, it's, I mean, I don't know if you've ever been in a spot in your life where you just can't even breathe. You know, I mean, literally, like it's like you wake up and it's like you know, when your breath, you're trying to take a breath and it's just like you can't breathe all the way. You know, you know, now I can breathe. Life is somewhat better for me. You know, breakups, struggles, you know, bills, whatever, health issues. I mean, there's things that happen to us that are out of our control. But you're going through that just to see how far you're being tested, to see how far you can actually go and get stretched and stretched and stretched, you know. But